I'm Claudia Catania, and you're listening to Playing on Air.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
You are about to hear JEZELLE the Gazelle by Dominique Morisseau, acclaimed playwright and 2018 MacArthur Genius Grant winner. It's directed by DC-based playwright, poet, and director Goldie E. Patrick, and features Mirirai Sithole of Schoolgirls or the African Mean Girls play and Netflix Russian Doll. The play features music by guest composer Jimmy Keys and was recorded live at the Pershing Square Signature Center in New York City. And now, JEZELLE the Gazelle. An inner city neighborhood. We see a young black girl, not quite yet a teenager.
We was running like the wind. Me, Rashid, and Spider. Reason why we call him that don't match, cause he thin and wiry, and we was gonna call him skinny, but it's already another Skinny J on the block, and you can't do repeats. So we went from Skinny to Spider, cause they both start with the letter S? I don't know. Rashid say it's bad luck to kill a spider, so it's actually increasing his life expectancy for us to call him that, so he liked it, and it's cool. We be racing. Every day on the block. Spider be third place always, but me and Rashid be neck and neck. Last race was a tie, if you ask me, but Rashid swear he beat me. That's complete bull, but wasn't no witnesses. Get some witnesses, I told him. So he did. Rematch this Friday in front of Skinny J, Rocky, Burnt Skin Ernie, Spider, and that boy from the foster home that nobody knows his name. I'll be the only girl. It's cool, I'm used to it. I'm always the only girl. $5 admission for the big race. That was Spider's idea. I tried to tell him you can't charge people for getting onto their own block. That's like what they did to the Indians and the Africans and whatever. But he say, people willing to pay. And if they willing, then it's stupid not to take it. If people want to give you their money, it's like immoral or anti-American not to take it or whatever. Spider got an uncle on Wall Street, he say. I don't ask nothing more about it. The whole block start buzzing. Race this Friday. Best runners in the hood. Come put your money down. Winner gets half of the pot. That was Spider's idea too. He say he get to keep the other half because charging people was his idea. I tell Spider he need to stop talking to his uncle or we may have to stop hanging. For reals. I'm getting that short sprint perfected because one day I'm gonna do Olympics. Gold medal, baby. That's the long term. Short term, I just want to beat Rashid because he be crazy talking BS all day on some I'm a girl and can't keep up. Old school caveman philosophy. Sometimes you just gotta shut dudes down. I practice at the track after school on my own. He don't be seeing that. He think all he see is all I got. Always gotta keep your opponents underestimating you. Always. I be tactical with mines. I be stretching so I don't pull no muscle, no DQs, no unforced victories. I'm getting mines by pure honor and craft. Rashid and me was out for blood. This was him against her. Preteen man against preteen woman. This is for equal rights and democracy. All women and men created equal. I'm like a civil rights runner. Spider was in the middle. Always between me and Rashid. Always trying to get us to stop beasting on each other. She'd call me just chest Giselle, cause I'm flat-chested or whatever. I don't care. I tell him, if I had big breasts like his older sister Tawny, then I wouldn't be able to run as fast, and I wouldn't be able to leave him choking on my dust when I run circles around him in the race on Friday. Spider just be sitting between us. Always between us. Like, chill, y'all. We all family at the end of the day. This block belongs to us. It's home. It's our turf. And we gonna get paid together. Spider always trying to get us to be all PG and cartoon movie and BFF acting. We do it. for Spider. We was crew 'cause of Spider. 'Cause you couldn't say no to Spider. He's just so skinny and funny, and even though it sound weird to say it out loud, 'cause ain't none of us into the mushy and the soft, you kind of love Spider. Like, also maybe fall in love with him, like maybe a little, but I'm too young to know what love is, so maybe not. And anyway, love is corny. Love will make you lose a race. Game on. My mama started calling Spider Don King Jr. No adults invited to the race, but we all got feelings that they'll be watching from the windows. My mama offers to make me a Jezelle the Gazelle t-shirt. I tell her I don't do rhymes. That's corny. But she makes me one anyway. I wear it 'cause I don't want her to feel whack, but I hate every bit of wearing it. She making me like her running baby doll. I got a feeling she's not taking this race seriously. This is life or death. This is for democracy and equal rights, for the only girls on every block. This is for neighborhood pride and respect. This is for real. This is not a game. But Mama makes the shirt magenta. I love magenta. I wear it, but I'm not smiling for pictures. A woman's gotta have her boundaries. Race day comes. It's a weird day. We in school just waiting for the bell to ring, 'cause now other folks in class done heard, and the $5 pot is up to like $100. I start thinking of all the stuff I can buy with $50. I'm gonna invest it wisely. Won't spend it all in one place. Half will go under the mattress for a rainy day. The other half on a down payment for this new 10-speed I've been eyeing at Greg's bike shop up the street. It's magenta with yellow stripes. It's got Jezelle's name all over it. I'm gonna be rolling that baby up the block right past Rashid like, "What's up, yo? Need a lift?" I tell Spider my bike buying plans. He asks me if I'm ready. I tell him I was born ready. My mama said I used to kick her in the belly so hard, she thought I was trying to break through. She said she knew I had lightning in my feet even then. I got this race. Spider wasn't feeling good this day. He kept walking slow and dragging his feet. He looked like something was type heavy on his mind. I asked him what was up. He wouldn't say nothing. Just kept looking away from me, playing it cool, saying he was good as ever, but he wasn't. Something was up. I pinched his neck real hard till he pushed me. Aye, yo, he said. We gotta move. All of it stopped. I thought my heart fell out of my body. I looked around on the ground to make sure. What? Moving where? To Cali, he said. What for? What's in Cali? My aunt's house? Why you gotta go? My brother's in trouble. Some cops came by the house last night looking for him. He do something? Nah, but he got these friends and maybe they did something? My mama said they the wrong influence. She can't take it no more. Said we gotta get out before they take us all under. Why don't you just send your brother to Cali? Why you gotta go? Families stick together. That was all he said. But it sounded like he said a lot more. It sounded like he was saying goodbye forever. I didn't know what to do. I just looked at him for a second. A really long second. Then I just kissed him right out of the blue. Ain't even sure what came over me. I'm not the kissing type. I was totally another Jezelle. Spider kissed me back though. He didn't even act weird about it or nothing. He just kissed me back and it was soft but not mushy. It was just, I don't even know what it was. He whispered in my ear, "You ready for the race?" I said, "Yep." He said, "Low key, I want you to win." I said, "Good." Then I asked him how he was gonna spend his $50. He said if I win, he's gonna put it toward my bike fund, since he's moving and whatnot, like a going away present. I started to feel my eyes itch like they wanted to cry. But I didn't, because I never cry. Not even when my heart is breaking. I had a race to win. Ready, set. We was on the starting line at the front of the block. Rashid has gotten his hair cut. He looked fresh and clean. But so what? I had my magenta baby doll running JEZELLE the Gazelle t-shirt. My mama was looking through the window and waving. Corny. Another mama, one uncle, Skinny J's father, and Miss Jefferson with the blind dog, they was all looking out their windows. Miss Jefferson was on the stoop, but everybody was there. And almost 20 kids from school. This had turned into the biggest race of my life. I stretched my calves, rotated my ankles, grabbed my elbow behind my back, no mistakes. Spider was gonna run too, just for kicks. Everybody knew he was no match for me and Cheed, but he was running behind us for old time's sake. Burnt Skin Ernie was holding the banner at the other end of the block. I was keeping my eyes on the prize. Skinny J called it, on your march. We corrected him, on your marks. Get set. I was sweating now. Go! We was running like the wind. I could feel myself like elevating almost. My lungs was on fire. I could see Rashid in my peripheral. He was close, but I was pulling in ahead. All sound disappeared. All I could hear was my own heart rate, my own feet bouncing against the street. I got close to the banner. Didn't see Rashid in sight. It was me. I was in the lead. I pulled in closer, closer. Bang! My body tore through the sheet that said winner. I looked back to see the crowd cheering. I could hear their voices like sirens. But that wasn't cheers. That was screaming. And it wasn't a sound effect. It was real sirens. And Rashid wasn't on my heels. He was behind me. Far, far behind me. On the ground. Not moving. Not moving. Not moving. And Spider wasn't in third place. He wasn't running either. He was on the ground. Not moving. Not moving. Not moving. And the screams were sirens, and the sirens were screams, and there was a police on foot, and he had a gun, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even breathe. And I just sat on the ground. Not a winner, not anything anymore. Just a runner gasping for air. Gasping, gasping for air. I never liked DQs. DQs are stupid. No one likes winning by default. My mama cried and I didn't. She kept shaking her fists in the air. All I could make out was fragments. It sounded like she forgot how to speak in real sentences. Those boys didn't do and just running a race and ain't all running from crime and didn't nobody hear and had the wrong boys and weren't even the same age. I stopped listening and closed my ears. But sirens kept going. All night, all through my dreams. And I couldn't stop running. 2 weeks after the big race, I went back to school. It was strange without Sheed and Spider. Everybody kept asking me if I was okay. All the teachers kept asking me if I needed to talk. I didn't say nothing. I don't know if I'll ever say nothing again. My mama came to pick me up. She didn't want me walking by myself. Not while things are still so fragile, she said. Not while people are out there upset and confused. They killed Spider and Sheed. They were chasing those boys that hang with Spider's brother. They said they went running around our block. They said they had just robbed a store. Nobody has seen those boys. They must be hiding good. But Rashid and Spider, everybody saw. And the officers said they yelled, "Stop." Said they yelled it 3 times, but nobody heard nothing. We were running a race. Nobody heard nothing. But everybody saw. My mama and me walked past Greg's bike shop. I saw the magenta 10-speed with the yellow stripes. It was talking to me. But I didn't feel like talking back. Mama said, "The students are giving money to Spider and Rashid's families. Did you want to give anything?" I said, "Spider raised $100 for the race. I don't want my share. Can that go to the families?" Mama smiled. "You want to race me home?" Mama asked. I told her I didn't want to race no more. Mama said, "One day you're going to have to get back on the track. You can't let this knock the wind out of you forever. You just can't." I told her, "Didn't that officer know it's bad luck to kill a spider?" Mama didn't answer. She just took a deep, long breath, and we kept walking. I still go to the track. I still perfect my stride. One day I'ma do Olympics, gold medal. One day I'ma be able to run without being afraid. But some days still, when my feet are moving fast and I can hear the wind in my ears, I look back to see who's running after me. I look back to see who's left behind. I look back to wipe a tear from my eyes, even though I never cry. And then I look ahead and keep running. For Rashid, for Spider, for equal rights, for democracy, for the only girl on every block, for civil rights, and for everybody still in the race. On your march, get set.
You just heard Jezelle the Gazelle by Dominique Morisseau, directed by Goldie E. Patrick, and featuring Mirirai Sithole as Jezelle. Jezelle the Gazelle was originally written in 2014 in response to the Michael Brown shooting and subsequent protests in Ferguson, Missouri. Thank you, Mirirai Sithole and director Goldie Patrick. Playwright Dominique Morisseau could not be in New York today, but fortunately, Goldie knows her well.
Yes.
How do you know Dominique, and how does this short play reflect what you know about her as a person and as an artist?
Oh, what a question. Wow. I actually really appreciate that question. I am from Detroit all day, every day. Hey. What up, though?
As is Maurice.
Yes, as is Dominique. And I think what this play really demonstrates that is so in line with her character and her artistry is a forever commitment to creating, upholding, and ensuring that there's a continuation of legacy of storytelling. And so we went to the same high school, but I was a young poet and she was a polished poet. Still young, but just polished, you know, she had just done the work. And even at that point, I was in awe of her craftsmanship as a writer and told her and was like, okay, so Intozaki and you, how do I do this? And from that point, she always created a space for me to come either sit in the audience or read a play or be at a performance. It was representation. It was seeing a Black woman, either of a young age or telling a story that resonated with me, and that became inspiration and motto. And I think that's very much what Jezelle the Gazelle is. It's that representation that reminds us how we exist in this world and how we can exist in this industry. Yeah, I love her, clearly.
Sisterhood. Goldie, you're also the founder and executive director of Fresh Inc. Theater Company in Washington, D.C., which celebrates and cultivates the voices of Black women and girls in theater. So Jezelle the Gazelle must be right up your alley in a lot of ways.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And you did a miraculous job. Right? I got chills. And it's so powerful because while you're not 12 or 13 or 14, the honesty, right? The honesty that you bring and liberation you bring to that experience was just actually spellbinding. And that's what Fresh is about. After working within traditional theater communities, I realized that my disenfranchisement as a Black woman, both as a playwright and an actor and a director, was institutional and it was systemic. And that I could spend a lot of energy trying to change the institution, or I could build my own. And Fresh is an example of creating a space where Black women and girls can learn the skills of producing, directing, creating, and develop their craft specific to the cultural experiences of Black women. And that's across the diaspora, and that is inclusive of trans women as well. And yeah, lean with it, rock with it.
Lean with it, rock with it.
Got to.
Mirirai, I know you're older than Jezelle, but was there anything about Jezelle's character or that of her wise and loving mother, her friends, all the offstage characters that you particularly responded to?
I feel really grateful to have been able to give voice to Jezelle with Goldie by my side throughout the whole process. I think the anxiety that I came into rehearsal with today was because I felt so deeply connected to her strength and her joy and her humor. I grew up in the suburbs, so I didn't call it the block. But I have two older brothers, so I was always usually the only girl in the group of neighborhood kids. So there's definitely a connection to how to carve out space in the body that I've been. I've been 5 feet since who knows how long. And learning how to take up space with joy and passion, which I think Jezelle does. And then unfortunately, I think the future of her is also a future that many Black women experience, of how to continue to march and to stay strong despite traumas, despite the systems infiltrating the spaces that we've created as our own, our blocks, whatever it looks like. Yeah, having to navigate those spaces with strength and wit and humor despite the tragedy that strikes in many different ways that can strike. I love Dominique as well, like a very close and loving relationship with her, and I just feel really honored.
In terms of delivering Dominique's play, what do you think an audio version such as the one we just recorded loses or gains compared to stage versions?
You know, I heard it so clearly in your performance today. Dominique is one of the most genius poets of our time. The poetry that is so intricately woven into the dialogue that she captures is, to me, what has this very large outreach, right? It's what draws you in. You may not know it, but the poetry is there. She's an MC in a lot of ways, right? She got bars for days. And so it draws you in where you're dancing to the rhythm of what's being said, even if it's not written and you're reading it and you're seeing the stanza of it. You delivered the poetry and the rhythm so beautifully that I think the audio drama does that for us, where we're listening to the musicality of the language, we're listening to the beats and the rhythm, and it's painting a picture for us that sometimes the beauty of a production draws you away from. So I'm actually really excited to listen to it.
I have to say, I fell in love with Jezelle's high moral principles, and I salute to the author of this sweethearted and highly principled character, and I salute both of you. Thank you, Mirirai. Thank you, Goldie. You've been listening to Playing on Air, Great American Short Plays with Great American Actors. Associate producer, Michelle O'Brien. Literary manager, Bonnie Antosh. Literary assistant, Aditya Pratama. Marketing and Communications Manager, Shelley Horwitz. Theme music, Tom Kocham. Play music, Jimmy Keys. Recording and sound design, John Kilgore. This play was recorded live at the Pershing Square Signature Center in New York City. Special thanks to its staff and to our stage manager, Arabella Powell, John Weston for house sound and live system design, Mike Tracy, live system associate, and Rachel Kreidberg, audio assistant. We invite you to visit us on Facebook or Twitter. Go to our website at playingonair.org, where you can stream our recent short plays anytime. You can listen to lots more on podcasts by subscribing to Playing on Air on iTunes, Stitcher, or any podcasting app. For Playing on Air, I'm your host, Claudia Catania. Thanks for listening.